basketball. We love that basketball. They're playing basketball. We love that basketball.
Basketball is my favorite sport. I like it when they're running up and down the court. No, I don't know. It's the only lyric I know.
That's right, and we love basketball here at Butt Stuff Podcast.
I can take it or leave it, to be honest. You know what I do?
Some of us love basketball.
I love the last, generally the last 5 minutes of basketball. If it's a close game, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
I get pretty bored. I like it. Otherwise.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I enjoy the whole game, but you do really only need to tune in for the last, that is the exciting part of it. Like a good game is like the last few minutes.
I like NBA Street Volume 2.
NBA Street Volume 2 is a great game. It's a classic.
Yeah.
Boom shakalaka.
Yeah. Lasagna on the grill.
What's it called? I remember my favorite basketball viewing moment. It was March Madness, and I think we were upstairs in Mr. Birdie's room after school had ended. It was like 4 p.m. This is junior high, and Mr. Luby was up there too because he had the game on the TV there, and we were all watching. And I was in there for detention with Mr. Luby, but he wanted to watch the game, so we went upstairs to do our work or whatever, and he was watching the game while I was like in detention. And then I got behind him, and then when somebody scored a buzzer beater, and I just hugged Mr. Luby. He's like, all right, settle down, get off me. He started freaking out. Just for those of you who don't know Mr. Luby, he's just this 7-year-old Vietnam vet, hard ass. Just sneak hugs on him if I could.
Didn't he call his students squirrels or something?
Yes, squirrels. A lot of stuff. He had a lot of quote or catchphrases. Like anytime there was a hard math problem, he'd be like, "This is the old razzle dazzle, the humdinger right here." If it was the hardest problem on the paper.
I have a question.
Yes.
What was the significance of calling his students squirrels?
That we were squirrely and had the minds of rodents, I think.
Yeah. He
Makes sense.
runs them over with no regard.
Yeah,
You're roadkill.
you break them.
You bunch of roadkill.
I don't break for students.
It's because we collect nuts.
Oh,
These nuts.
Yeah. No, but he was what he would do is he would leave. He would never. It would be like a competition, not a competition, but he would purposefully never wash his coffee cup, and everybody knew that, and they'd be like, "Yo, why is there a ring on literally every level of the coffee cup?" He's like, "Oh, it's flavor, it's building flavor."
That's disgusting.
I agree with him.
Go out.
No.
Well, he didn't add cream or anything.
Give it
so
a
it's
rinse.
whatever. Yeah.
I mean,
You'd also smoke ciggies during lunch and preps and stuff like that. You'd catch him coming in reeking, and he had the mustache line. He had a white mustache, but right where he would keep his cig, it was just all yellow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He was tenured as fuck, bro.
He didn't give a fuck.
This one time when he was going through the homework, I had my shoe off, and I was lacing it a cool way on my desk. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And he just threw the shoe against the wall and dragged my desk to the front of the room. He's like, "You're gonna sit here the rest of the year."
The rest of the year.
It was
for tying your shoe in a weird way?
No, for not paying attention to what he was talking about and relacing my shoe.
That
on the
makes more
desktop.
sense. It's what's wrong with relacing your shoe in a weird way?
Yeah. Well, I think it's fine to do that as long as it's not on the desk during class.
Yeah.
What was the most eccentric teacher you ever had? Crazy. Let's call him crazy.
I mean, I had a lot of crazy teachers.
You had the one that lied. I remember that one. We told that one before.
Yeah, that's probably the craziest.
That one was pretty wild.
Anybody ever get hit by a teacher?
There was one teacher that we were playing hangman.
He hung you?
Yes. And someone put up the hangman thing was Satan is Santa's little helper. And everyone was trying to guess at what the phrase was. And then once the person who was doing the hangman revealed what the phrase was, everyone was like, "Oh, boo! Boo! Fuck you!
Boo Satan!"
Yeah. And then I had visited him, and someone threw a pencil and then the teacher grabbed the kid by the who threw the pencil by like the collar and like lifted him out of his seat and like threw him in the hallway. Went, he's getting suspended. I don't care if it's Christmas, because it was like the day before Christmas break.
I don't care if it's Christmas. He gets suspended.
Yeah, what a great line.
Wow.
What about you? You ever fight with a teacher there, Jerry?
I don't think I've ever fought with a teacher. The only thing I could think of a eccentric teacher was he wasn't even eccentric. He was I remember from art class in Southgate.
Mr. Seaman?
Oh, dude,
Mr.
he was
Seaman.
great, man.
You just picked him because his name was Mr. Seaman?
Mr. Seaman. Yeah.
Mr. Seaman.
Had a little throwback. But
Yeah, this guy was a total weirdo named Mr. Seaman.
Bro, he had the
He had his
he had
Egypt
the-
collection.
The Egypt collection. He brought it from school to school.
I don't remember anything other than his name and his ponytail.
I remember.
He looked like he smoked a lot of weed.
Yeah,
Probably did. yeah.
hella weed. Any high, like elementary art teacher probably smokes hella weed. They're just like, yeah, just finger paint,
Yeah,
kids.
come on, kids.
Do you know how much weed you have to be on to just fucking pat the backs of kids just limp into the barn with these shitty fucking works, dude? I remember though, there was one girl, Katie, and basically nobody got any recognition in the art class except for this one girl, Katie. Let's call her Katie Biley. All right. And
Okay.
she'd always be up like showing off her work and like, Katie's going places, guys. And then he'd look over at my shitty little fucking mask or whatever. I don't know. What about you, Jim? Did you have any crazy teachers?
I mean, a lot of the same teachers. We had a lot of crazy teachers. Mr. Spencer was a good teacher. He was definitely he was a standout.
He just treated fourth graders like adults.
I also liked Mr. Keelan. Mr. Keelan was kind of a hard ass too. I don't know. That guy definitely seemed like a Vietnam vet or something.
He was definitely a veteran. He also was like the ranger at one of the Boy Scout camps. So I remember specifically the year that I had him, and then the next year I went to a Boy Scout camp that he was the ranger at, and I was like, oh fuck, I can't escape this guy.
Yeah, yeah. He definitely he would yell at us in the halls a lot.
He was a bit of a Nazi, to be 100%. I remember he was a handwriting Nazi, though. I should say that he wanted us to get good, but I had to do spelling tests, and you would get graded based on whether he could read your, like, even if you had the word right, you still had to write it in cursive. And you had to be able to read it, otherwise you got dinged on the spelling. So for like, it must have been months, dude. It was 3 months just because I couldn't write cursive. I was just in lunch and recess detention, just writing cursive. Just
Ooh.
yeah.
Was he your homeroom teacher in 5th grade?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's rough.
And then, sorry, go ahead.
I think I had Miss Fitzpatrick. I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
was 5th grade. Yeah.
She was a good egg. But I remember distinctly, and I always bring it back to this, but when my dad died, he was just like, I showed up for lunch and recess detention. He's like, I think you should play with your friends. And he let me off.
You
on
don't
a
have to write cursive today.
You don't have to write cursive today. We're just impressed you're still in school.
Yeah. I think I've told you guys about that one teacher in college, that public speaking teacher that was out of his goddamn mind. That his rule was you couldn't lean on the desk while you're speaking. You had to be standing straight up, and he would tell these wacky stories. And then at the end of class, he was just kind of casually talking to the students. And the one like smart ass kid was just like, "You're leaning against the desk. You can't lean against the desk." And he's just like, "What?" And he's like, "You can't lean against the desk." He's like, "If you think you can teach this class, then you do it." And then just stormed out the door and like walked out. And everyone's like,
Class dismissed.
and he was always like wacky and goofy. So like we kind of sat
Mr.
there.
Alm?
I
Did he have glasses?
don't remember. I don't think so. He would always come in like paint stained clothing, and like his hair was sticking straight up in the air, and he looked like he didn't like shower or anything like that. But we all just sat there for a second, and then we were just like, "Is he joking? Is he serious?" And then this like older guy was just like, "I mean, I don't know, but if that was serious, that's the most unprofessional thing I've ever seen." And then he walked in like a couple of minutes later and was just like, "Yeah, forgot my keys."
Oh,
That's the way my anger is, though. Sometimes it just, and he just kind of like was like, "Yeah, that's just the way it is. So it's the way I am." And then everyone was like, "Oh,
You're
okay, he's
crazy."
legit crazy."
See, I would come in, I would pull some Costanzian thing where I would just be like, "That was public speaking test number 2."
Yeah.
Know your audience.
Yeah, like you got to make it into something. You can't just be like, forgot my keys.
Yeah.
Ooh, sorry. Anger.
Yeah, that's the way I am.
I think I've told this before, but I did have one teacher. Now that we're like, that was at the Valley that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was one Valley teacher that I had where she was like a good art teacher, but she was a wicked hard ass. And there was this one girl that just like all year just submitted shit, and then the final project, like the girl, like it looked like she like had literally just made it in 5 seconds, and like she put it up on the wall, and like we would all do like group critiques, and the teacher was just like, "Class, I'll take this one." And she was like, "Just for months, you have just been putting this garbage." And the fact that like she just tore this girl apart was like,
Wow.
Good.
she was like, "Everyone here has put hours and hours of work in, and for you to put this on the wall, it's so disrespectful to everybody else here that cares." And I was like, "Dude, she is just gonna make this girl cry."
Did you
like-
cry?
I believe she did cry. She hit it pretty well, but
Yeah.
no, that yeah,
All right.
that teacher like she went in.
Jeez. That's rough.
I definitely have told this as well too, but there was one teacher that basically he was just like, all the papers are just due the last day of class. Figure it out, guys.
Is this the
Yeah.
Valley?
Yeah. So it was the English comp teacher, and he was just like, everything was just due on the last day. So me being who I am, procrastinated until like the day, like the night before, and I wrote them all. I wrote like 7 essays, but I hand wrote them, and I tried to submit them. He's like, "Oh, I don't accept handwritten papers." I go, "Are you fucking kidding?" Like I'm just like, I basically just found out I failed in front of the whole class.
Oh
Like,
man.
and I go, and I just
Jeez.
like punt the trash can on my way out. I'm like, "This class is a fucking joke." And then I didn't have a car at the time, so I was just sitting waiting at the bus stop, and like the guy walked out and he saw me there. He's just like, "What was that, man?" Like, nobody accepts handwritten papers. This is college. What the fuck? And I was just like, "Sorry."
I mean, that is kind of, if you tell everyone, "Hey, all of your papers are due at the end of the year," like that's kind of, when you hand in your first paper, that's kind of the way you can show your students like, "Hey, this is the things I accept and don't accept." If you just wait until the end of the year and then you're just like, "I'm not accepting any of your 15 papers that you wrote because they're handwritten."
Well, dude, the cool thing would have been to just be like, "Hey, type these up, submit
them to me
them
tomorrow."
tonight."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like you know what I mean? But to just be like, "You fail in front of all the class."
Yeah.
Like, I got nothing to lose. Like, what are you gonna do? Send me to the principal's office?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going on academic probation now. I'm not gonna be back next semester.
Okay, here's my papers teacher.
I mean, in that teacher's defense, though, I did spend a lot of the time at the Valley getting high that semester.
Yeah.
So
Man, I'm trying to think of other. I know that I must have had other good teachers at the Valley that had some pretty strange moments. But
Some eccentric people there. I had the one teacher in high school that we think literally had a stroke in the middle of class or something. She was 4 foot like 8 and had a full mustache and would get like really close to my face because she was the band teacher, and I quit band because it was a terrible band. And she'd like come up to me like, DJ, we really need a strong trumpeter in the band. Like, we need you to join again. And just be like 1 inch away from my face, like, "Come on, DJ,
tickling
we
you with
need
her
to-"
mustache.
Yeah, basically. And then I'd be like, "I'm not joining the band. Stop doing this to me. Stop coming up to me in the hallway and be like, DJ, we just need a strong trumpeter."
I'm out of the band.
What was her instrument, like the one that she was proficient in?
I don't think she was proficient in one.
The wind chime.
She
Played everything shittily.
we would have like, I played trumpet, so we would have like trumpet lessons, and I was better than her at trumpet at like 4 lessons in, and she would try and show me things and I'd be like, "This is bad." But the one day she came in, and this one kid, she was like legit crazy, and this one kid was supposed to bring like sheet music that he had for like the entire class. So she was like, "Hey, Jordan, did you bring the did you bring the sheet music? And then like she, for those of us just listening and couldn't see that, her head just twitched for like 8 seconds and like just stopped mid sentence and then picked up at the end of the like sentence. It was just like, did you bring the sheet music? And then there's this one girl with like a cackle of a laugh that was just
Did she address it at all? She didn't address.
No.
Sorry about that little
and
tick.
just moved on.
She's dead now.
I don't know if she knew that she like did it. Maybe she just blacked out for a second and just didn't realize.
That'd be crazy.
What about you, Jared? Did you have any crazy sergeants in the military? Eccentric fucking military men?
No.
Lame.
The boot camp guy was people thought he was gay, and then he turned out to be gay, but he was a cool guy.
That's not that crazy.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
crazy.
that's
I just thought it was.
He's gay.
I just thought it was like, wow, he is gay, because everyone was like, I think he's gay, and I'm like, who knows?
This is half the military. It's just like, is he gay? Is he gay for me? Am I gay for him?
Do I have a chance?
Does he think I'm cute? No, but he might be into like sadomasochism if he's doing the boot camp stuff. He's just like, yeah, get down there, boys. Crawl beneath the barbed wire.
Yeah,
It seemed like they hate it. Like he would like lash out on us. He's like, you don't think I want to be at home with my spouse? And that's one of the things.
with
people
my wife Scarlett.
People saying, why is he saying spouse?
You don't think
Is he gay?
You don't think I want to go to Greece with my spouse?
With my spouse.
Go to wine country?
Yeah, they seem like they hate it.
There's few people in the military that like it. I feel like.
Well,
They're
I mean,
generally
That
up at the
power.
top.
Yeah, the power.
The whole point of boot camp, though, is to kind of like
Break
make
'em.
sure that the people are ready to,
Yeah.
enter the military. So they could very well seem like they hate it and have that be like it.
See,
Either they legitimately hate it and the role fits perfect for them, or they're just putting on that act to be like, hey, this isn't all sunshine rainbows there.
Yeah, this is super
Cadet.
super tough.
See, here's a hot take. I think the boot camp is more to break them, break their spirit like a wild stallion.
They do break you down.
They break you down so they can reprogram you.
I mean, that
don't
is
like a pig.
Did you use any of the skills in boot camp in your time?
No. Like Navy boot camp's really preparing you for boat life and living on a
Mhm.
boat. And I did not do that. So
just a lot of eating clams.
yeah, a lot of
And,
clam fishing and
Scraping barnacles.
the barnacles. You got to eat the barnacles.
It'd be awesome if they did like a realistic boot camp, just like download Call of Duty. You're gonna be playing this for like half your life here.
Yeah, did any of the like instructors talk like pirates or like people that have been out on the high seas?
No.
You need to get ready for the high seas. We're
Yarr.
preparing ya.
Let's go, shipmates.
What was like the? Did you ever have like one of those old salts tell you like a horror story? Like, what's the craziest like Navy horror story you heard?
Not really any horror stories. It's more like just traditions. Like if you like cross the equator, they call you like a sea back or a turtle back or some shit, and they put you through some initiation on the boat. But I think they canceled that due to like hazing.
Yeah.
They put a bunch of soap and socks and beat you.
Yeah, like they cover
Beat 'em
you in shit.
pillowcase.
I don't know.
Put a bunch of shaving cream on your ass
Like,
and spank you.
cross the equator. Let's go.
Why are you doing this?
You gotta get beaten in or fucked in.
Your choice.
I listened to a thing in I forget what it was on, maybe like This American Life or something, but about like the Navy, how it's a big problem, how they glorify like people staying up for like 24 hours and being like, people would always be proud of like, oh, you didn't stay up that long. I stayed up like 48 hours. And then this one ship sank in like, I think 2017 or 18, because like somebody was like awake for way too long and couldn't stay awake. And like everybody had been doing that on the ship like constantly.
Yeah, I can see that.
If you think about it, like if DJ trucking couldn't be driving for more than 10 hours, how could you man a boat?
Yeah, you're supposed to be protecting the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that
Like,
should
I mean, they do fix it to where you have at least 8 hours between shifts, and they're
Mhm.
just like, that's your responsibility to eat and sleep within that time. And a lot of people in the Navy are young and dumb and full of cum.
be.
So they use those 8 hours to drink and play video games, and then before you know it, it's their shift again, and they're like, "Fuck,
Is that what you were doing?
nah,
Getting filled-
I needed my sleep." You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. No sleep. That's miserable.
Yeah, I
It's
hate it.
terrible because then you get caught sleeping on post, and you're out of here, buddy.
They threw people out.
You're at least kicked out of the guard. There's a lot of shit you can get in trouble for.
They don't like people on post just sleeping.
Yeah,
When you were on post, did you ever have your buddy like fall asleep up there?
yeah. Like, at least if one person's awake, you know, you can keep an eye
Wake
out.
the other one up, and
Yeah, but if
Would you
both of
take-
you are out, it's a problem.
would you like do that? Would you take shifts?
It would sound just like that.
Would you take shifts sleeping? Like, would it be like, all right, I'm gonna sleep for an hour, and then you sleep for an hour?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Reading books.
But yeah, most of the time you're up in a tower by yourself at night, and they can't see you. Turn off the lights and just go to sleep.
Wow, the nation is safe.
They probably have cameras up there now.
Oh, they have always had cameras, but you just turn the lights off,
They don't see
like
me.
all the lights. Yeah, and you don't move. You just don't move, and you can blend in.
They're
with the
just
darkness.
watching you on infrared. Like, look at this fucking idiot.
We can see you.
He's sucking his thumb. He just does that.
Wow, he is working hard up there.
Yeah.
Let's give him benefits for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Let's go bring him a glass of warm milk.
No, I'm just kidding. It was probably tough.
Very boring.
I respect your service.
No problem. Anyway, it's All-Star Weekend, so we opened up with basketball
What's All-Star
What
Weekend?
is All-Star Weekend?
every year.
Is it always after the Super Bowl?
No, every year. Well, I guess it does take place in like February, but for basketball, there's a weekend designated for the stars to showcase their skills and have fun.
It would have been sick if Kareem came out and was just like fucking just putting up bucket
Oh,
after bucket.
Skyhook.
Yeah,
Kareem is no longer the all-time high scorer.
I know. That's why I was
is
saying that like it'd be sick if he's just there dunking on LeBron or something.
Yeah.
They should have 1v1s.
That is like a
Oh, it
pitch.
is?
Well, it's a pitch that people have been talking about to improve All-Star Weekend.
Nobody would do that. You have nothing to like. The gamble is so high.
Yeah.
Whereas like if somebody suns you in 1-on-1, you can't recover for
Ooh,
that.
yeah, that'd be tough.
Like imagine LeBron. LeBron would never take a 1-on-1
No.
because then his whole like I'm the greatest like is just done. You
Yeah,
can't
someone-
even beat
someone
this
just-
scrub 1-on-1, dude.
Someone breaks his
We
ankles.
pulled this guy off the street.
Yeah.
That was like, you ever hear that one story of Michael Jordan lost a 1v1 to some random dude or something? Like,
I've never heard that.
they got it on tape.
Mhm. Yeah, I heard a great story. I forget where I heard it from. Maybe it was I don't know. But you guys know Terry Francona, the former manager of the Boston Red Sox?
Yeah.
So anyway, this dude was the manager of the Boston Red Sox formerly, and when he was like before he became the manager of the Red Sox, he was the manager of the Birmingham Barons.
Big step
who's
up.
the minor league team that that Jordan played for. So like they were all on the bus one day, and like somebody was talking shit and was just like, "Hey, I think I could take Mike in 1-on-1 or something like that." And then they were all just like, "Yo, we want to play?" And then so he was just like, they were like, just last minute, they're all getting off the bus from a road trip from a baseball game, and they're just like, "All right, we're hitting the playground. We're gonna go play because we think we can beat Jordan." And then Jordan just like trashed him, and he was just like, "Don't ever fucking cross that man ever in your life, because he will make sure that he beats you."
Okay, so the person who beat Michael Jordan 1-on-1 was CEO John Rogers.
Yeah, he was like some nerd.
Really?
The trajectory. Big Bang Theory coming out.
This is wild. He's the founder of Ariel Capital Management. Basically, he just is an investment banker. He's chairman, CEO of the company, and he challenged Michael Jordan one-on-one and beat him.
In what time frame was this?
2003.
Okay, so Jordan probably still in the league.
And then he
Yeah, towards the
probably
end.
never played one-on-one again
Yeah.
because that just damaged the legacy so bad. It's like this one time.
What do you even have to gain from like, yeah, I beat this fucking banker?
Yeah, I mean
Like,
that's
yeah,
a-
of course you're
See, he
Michael
probably
Jordan.
is Michael Jordan's a gambling addict. Since this guy's an investment banker, he probably put up crazy money.
well, Jordan, the way he motivated himself to be the best is if like he was just the pettiest man ever. So if anyone like said anything that they thought that he could beat him, that's why he was the greatest, because he would just get so pissed and be like, fuck that guy. That guy said he could beat me. I'm the greatest of all time. Nobody's going to beat me. I'm going to play this guy. I'm going to dunk on him 15 times and make him feel like shit. So, like, that's basically why, like, if you watch the, what's the Jordan documentary thing?
Last Dance.
If you watch The Last Dance, like, he basically remembers anything that, like, anyone said to him who's an individual player and was just like, oh, okay. And then he would use that as motivation in the finals to be like, oh, that guy said that I wasn't the greatest of all time one time. So I'm going to score 60 points on him and then make him look like a fucking asshole.
See, I wish LeBron had
Man.
more of that. LeBron has none of that.
No, that fiery competitiveness is it's kind of rare in the league right now. Everybody's cool with each other and
They hang out.
they all hang out.
They
Yeah.
go get drinks after the game together. Like, oh shit.
I mean,
Good job, Luca.
to be honest, Jordan, I think, is the greatest of all time. But I mean, he's probably a miserable man
What?
and a fucking asshole.
Probably definitely is an asshole.
No, I think he's a boss.
Oh, 100% a boss.
I think that all right, since he's not playing basketball anymore, he's like already been crowned. He's got all the money coming in. He literally just does whatever the fuck he wants now. I'm sure he's got a little bit of that asshole shit, but like it's on a golf course now, so like everybody's got that on a golf course. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I personally think that like it's like the beast that's neutered now. You know what I mean? He has nothing left to prove. Everybody knows him as the GOAT, except for I mean, if LeBron, I don't think LeBron can hold a candle to him personally.
If
I mean-
LeBron were to win one more championship, I don't know. That'd be a real argument, but I don't know. Jordan still has so much like legend to him that I don't
Yeah.
think anybody will match that.
See, there's just so much. It's such a different career. Like Jordan did everything that he did in like the short time before he retired, and then LeBron's just kept himself healthy for like what 20 years at this point, something
Yeah.
like that.
So it's way different. Yeah.
So it's like hard to compare because it's like, are you the greatest for, you know, winning a bunch of championships and then, you know, allegedly getting yourself into gambling debts and getting kicked out of the league? Or are you the greatest of all time for being smart and healthy and keeping yourself like to be one of the best scorers, like players ever for like 20 years?
Are there like changes that have been in the league? Like, do you think if like LeBron was in the league at the same time as Jordan, that he would be like?
I think there's a lot
as
more
big.
contact back then too.
Yeah, that's the thing is they used to call fouls differently, so it was a lot more of a physical game when Jordan played. So I don't think like now it's easier to score more points. So LeBron probably wouldn't have done. LeBron would have been great no matter what
Do you think
because
Jordan
he was
would
just
be,
so huge and like in good shape, like one of a million, you know, player, but I don't think he would have been as good as like nowadays.
based on? Do you think Jordan in his prime would be good in the league today with the way they call fouls and things like that?
Yeah.
I think Jordan, like we were talking
He could
about
probably play
earlier.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jordan like would have been good in any era, just because like we were talking about it. Like he was incredibly physically talented, but just that pettiness of remembering everything that anybody said.
He would also make up stories. Like people he'd never talked to, and he's up against, like, he would make up stories that they talk shit, but he'd never talked to them in his life, and then he'd be like, yeah, they were talking shit.
Yeah, same thing with the "Who do you think you are? I am" guy.
Wait, so he
Yeah.
would just gaslight opponents?
Yeah, like all
Yeah,
in his
pretty
head.
much.
He
He
all
would-
in his head.
Yeah, he would like because if he didn't have that motivation, he wouldn't be motivated to win. So he'd just make up these stories, be like, "Oh, this guy thinks he's fucking better than me." He's like, "I never said that." Hi, I love you.
You're the
the best. I looked up to you.
Fuck you.
Same thing with the you guys know the "Who do you think you are? I am" guy.
Yeah.
Hang
No,
on, we
I
can
love
listen
this
to
guy.
it right now.
Whoever you think you are, I am.
Pete Weber, the bowler.
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am.
The greatest. So that guy said one time that so he's a bowler that won a championship and had that ridiculous ramble. That's right, I did it. And he's like pointing at someone in the crowd, going, "Who do you think you are? I am." And he said one time that like he had the same thing where he needed motivation to win. So like everyone would ask him and be like, "Hey, what the fuck were you talking about when you said who do you think you are? I am." That doesn't make any sense. And he's had multiple things where one, he said he needed the motivation, so he made up a random person in the crowd that was talking shit about him. And so he was trying to point that person out and say that like, "Who do you think you are talking that because I'm the greatest of all time," but it came out as "Who do you think you are? I am." And then recently he said that he was that there was like a 12-year-old kid talking shit about him over on the sideline.
That's hilarious.
And that's who he was talking to, which
I've
is
noticed-
not any better that you're talking to a
Yeah.
12-year-old.
Yeah, no, he should have. The fact that he like had to think on it and be like, actually, it was a 12-year-old. I was like, you could have just stopped. You didn't have to tell us that.
It was little Timmy. Little Timmy kept running his mouth.
I don't know, man. I'm hearing all this and I'm like, these are good tips. You know what I mean? We're talking about the upper echelon here.
Yeah, I mean, this
Of-
guy's one of the best bowlers ever.
Performances, dude. All right. So you got two people that we just talked about, and they're both got these crazy
Dialogues.
yeah, just crazy inner dialogues that they've had with people that they've never met, and they're always performing at the top, dude. What do you think Tiger Woods does? Do you think he's just like they're all pussies?
Tiger Woods did the SEAL training.
Did he actually?
Yeah, he contacted a bunch of Navy SEALs and was just like, "Hey, I want to be like the top athlete, so I want to go through like if I can't go through what you guys go through." And then like he called a bunch of them there, like, "If you're sure, we can do that."
Huh.
And then they put him through all of that shit. Which is probably why he could win championships with a broken ankle or whatever the fuck he did.
Bunch of
Did
people
it? Like,
fucking.
he didn't back out.
Yeah, he like legit went in and like had Navy SEAls.
So is he like an honorary Navy SEAL?
That's
I don't know about that, but he like he's like a crazy athlete.
Do you know what exactly you have to do for the training?
I know little bits and pieces. I met a couple number of people who had attempted it, and they all backed out because it's so tough. But
The only thing I know about it is that one thing where you have to like stay up for 2 or 3 days.
yeah, and that's probably the easy part. Like we even did that in boot camp.
Not only did he do the SEAL training, but he tore his ACL while doing the SEAL training,
Oh,
which is bananas because you think about like putting your career in jeopardy.
Yeah.
that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it was. I remember watching if you haven't seen the HBO documentary on Tiger, it's pretty great. And like basically, it was after his dad died, and his dad always like put him through these like he used to tape like putters to his hands when he was a kid, so he like had to putt. So his dad would always put him through all this shit, and then his dad died, and he was like, "All right, well, we got to step it up." So what's the next step? Navy SEAL training.
Dude,
Wow.
that's really wild. But that's probably why like he could have like a crowd of fans around him, all hooting and hollering, and fucking like basically heckling like while you're trying to get your focus.
Hmm.
He's just like SEAL training.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit about it. Everyone's yelling at him. He's just like sitting there like, "Oh, I could have come up a little bit to the left on that one."
Yeah. Did you see that he got in hot water what is it, 2 days ago?
No, what'd he do?
Okay, so he's obviously returning from his second car crash or whatever. You know what I mean? He got into a
Mhm.
car crash, almost lost his leg. So he's returning, and he outdrives Justin Thomas, another like really like
Wow.
top 16 player. He's paired up with him. He outdrives him by like 15, 20 yards or something. And he goes up as he's going to his ball, and he hands him a tampon. He's just, in case you need this. And they like filmed it, and then like now he's being come at for toxic masculinity. Like,
Tiger did that?
Tiger handed Justin Thomas.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
a savage move. I did not
Dude, that's that
expect.
Jordan shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That it's funny too because it seemed like when he made his last comeback, the things that he was talking about was like how he was just like, I used to be so like competitive and everything, and now I know that I might not have a chance to ever do it again. So I'm just having fun with everyone. Just getting out there, enjoying the game.
Sounds like he still is.
Yeah, sounds like he's still
Well, I
Joke is
mean,
like-
it was like a joke. Like they were both laughing about it. It wasn't like he was trying to get in his head. But I think a lot of it. There's this Netflix series, Full Swing or whatever.
Mm,
So basically, in there, like they had like Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth were like basically best friends, and they'd like razz each other as they were like
Mhm.
training. And so it's like very friendly, but like it's like still like how can I like ruffle this guy's feathers just a little? But like also you got to keep in
Mhm.
mind that anytime Tiger's at like one of these events, like everybody's like, oh, it's like even the top, like you could be number one in the world and Tiger Woods shows up and you're still like, Tiger.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah. I mean that's first $1 billion athlete.
Have so you just talking about that show? You've been watching it?
I watched 2 episodes of it.
You like
It's
it?
pretty good.
I saw it was made by the Formula One guys who did that show.
I don't know what the Formula One
What's
show
that?
is.
Apparently on Netflix there's a documentary series about Formula One racing, and apparently it's like super good.
Hmm.
I've heard only good things. So those makers made this golf show, and that looks pretty good too.
I mean, the first episode is really good. So it's Justin Thomas and Jordan are like best friends. They grew up together and like did all these tournaments since they were like 15 together, and they're like flying on private jets. Like, and Jordan's like talking so much shit because he has 3 majors. He's just like, he's just rubbing Justin's face in it, and then basically he goes on to win the Masters like at the end of the episode.
Hmm.
I just ruined it, but I mean, if you know golf, you
Spoiler.
yeah, anyways, out there, and like the whole time, like he's getting razzed, and then you just shows like Justin just training and like having allergies and shit like that, and basically persevering to get to that level of like fucking because he's trying to close the gap between his friend, like you know what I mean, and the whole time they're just like they're really highly competitive, but like fucking he just put in way more work. At least that's how the episode seems anyway.
Hmm.
I don't know. It was really good. It's good seeing it from that angle.
Yeah.
I guess, because all you see usually is them up at the tee box and hitting their shots. You don't get to see like, the personal life, the people who are like behind them, like his dad's like a coach or something too. So he's got like a little bit of that Tiger stuff where like
Yeah.
his dad's like he comes from a long line of like his grandfather was a professional golfer, and his dad was too. His dad was a course pro like when he was growing up. So he was just out there like all day long, like all right, like. You see him like when he's 2 unpacking like a little thing of plastic golf clubs. I don't know, it's tough because like you think about it like that and it's just like, damn, you really have to be playing this from like when you're 2
Yeah.
till like fucking
Yeah.
30 to get to the top.
You can't like live a normal life.
Absolutely not.
Like that was the other thing about like Tiger in like the documentaries. Like he had the girlfriend when he was like 16, and like I forget what happened. There was some sort of controversy, and they're just like, "This girl's gonna fuck up your career, Tiger. Can't date her." And he's like, "But I'm in love," and they're just like, "Yeah, can't do that because you got this career ahead of you." So he's basically like, "Listen, I really like you, and I don't want to break up with you, but I kind of got this have to because of this career." So like basically everyone made him like break up with this girl.
Dang.
Weren't they right?
Essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine like it not working out after you put in all that work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just turn out some bum and you're just like, I gave up everything.
Well, if you look at the flip side of things too, maybe if they made him like let him have an actual relationship when he was 16, he wouldn't be
Addicted to sex.
bang Perkins waitresses and having his wife hit him with golf clubs and destroy his car.
I'm gonna
Living the dream.
see. This is the thing that bugs me about Tiger. Okay, is because if he had just hired a driver,
Yeah.
if he just didn't drive cars, he would probably still be playing at the top level. Didn't drive cars and didn't get married. Those two things. And then
See, that's the other thing though, is when you're as famous as Tiger, you probably think you're just like, whatever. If I get pulled over, I'll just tell him Tiger Woods. And then
Yeah.
he gets pulled over and he's like, uh-oh.
well, that wasn't even the worst one. The
Oops.
worst one was when he just like crashed his car into a ravine.
Yeah.
Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck was like, dude? Just have somebody drive you, bro.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
You're a
Fuck.
billionaire.
You can get an Uber Lamborghini, dude.
You get the Uber helicopter.
yeah.
Well, no,
exactly.
I mean, see Kobe for that. You can't.
Ooh.
No, I'm just saying, like that's always not the play either.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty true. Or just get yourself a, actually test the pilot to be like, hey, is it cloudy up there? Yes. All right, then we're not going out today. I'm taking the car.
Yeah. I don't know, man. When it comes to like, I think if you overfly, like overusing a helicopter as like personal transportation is like, I mean, you got to think about all the perfect conditions that have to be right for a helicopter. And if you think about all the shitty conditions that you've driven in a car, you know what I mean? There's just way more variables. You're in the air. You know what I mean? You got somebody that you're entrusting your life to. You can fuck. I don't know. I personally wouldn't do it. But then again, I'm not a billionaire, so who the fuck knows?
It must feel pretty cool.
I
like
might get
that-
addicted.
Yeah, like that first ride, you're just like, wow, that was really quick.
This is the only way I'm going anywhere now.
yeah.
And that's why I'll never fly anything above coach.
Jenkins, we're going to the grocery store. Fire up the helicopter.
But
See if they won't let us park in the back.
it's right around the block, sir.
Fire it up.
hmm
My parents are very concerned that they're easing the restrictions that it takes to become a pilot.
Are they?
Yeah, apparently you only need like half the amount of experience that you needed last time.
Really?
So our buddy at work might actually be a pilot now.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He could fly a plane.
Yikes.
He made it halfway there.
Yeah.
He's
I guess
got it.
they're that desperate for people.
Uh-oh.
Whamp whamp.
I foresee many a lawsuit in the future. Many a crash.
It's so weird how they're reducing the requirements.
Honestly-
that makes no sense.
If anything, they should heighten the requirements. It should take more to become a pilot than a surgeon. Because if you fuck up a surgery, they can get you out of there. You only killed one guy.
Yeah, it's one life.
If you fuck up piloting a plane, we're talking about hundreds.
Yeah, possibly more, depending
Possibly
on
more.
where you crash.
Yeah.
Yeah, some bad shit.
It's bad shit, dude.
Ridiculous.
That's very true.
Or they lower the requirements and then make the requirement to only have one person per plane. So that way,
That way we can all die of global warming in like next week.
yeah,
Sweet.
exactly. It's gonna be like Florida in here, guys.
They just need to. They
With
need
all the
to.
planes.
They need to get a portal thing going. Portals would be cool.
Yeah, that's true. Or
Ma-
whatever happened to high speed rail.
I'll tell you what
I
happened.
think it's a scam.
No, high speed trains are legit. It's just that the amount of money that it takes to invest in that, the current like all the train companies that own like the tracks or whatever and all the infrastructure surrounding that always lobby to just keep it the way that it is because they're on top right now. And if a competitor comes up and does it better than them, then they lose billions of dollars.
Yeah, Bezos could just go do this himself.
Yeah,
Just be
whatever.
Like, hey,
Whatever happened to that little Elon tunnel, dude?
yeah, Elon.
Bro,
Elon
he's
could do it.
He's working on a lot of things, man.
It's just so much stuff.
Yeah, he's so busy.
Yeah, high speed
So
rail.
handsome too.
That Elon's so hot right now.
Dude, I love the photos of him like looking like a complete. He looks like an alien with like that one photo where he has like the weird puffy chest, and it just goes down to his little tiny legs.
Bro, he looks like a potato when you peel it.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, speaking of Elon, the other day, earlier this week, you could look up into the sky and notice Starlink satellites.
Did you do that?
I did. Yeah,
How was that?
Wow.
it was cool.
Did you hold your best gal and you're like, look, there's Elon
Well,
Starlink.
I got to her spot and she was already sitting outside with the neighbors upstairs on the
Oh.
balcony. And
Damn, got a balcony.
yeah, and we just waited, and then you just look up, and it was like a big line of stars just going for like 10 minutes. It was crazy.
It's the wave of the future.
Yeah, fuck comets and stars. How about Elon's comets
Let's
and
just
stars?
make our own stars.
What if that wasn't the Starlink thing, and you just thought it was?
And it was like something
You're like,
else.
wait, that was tomorrow. Din, din, din.
What if he's just manufacturing wishes? He's just like, and that's a shooting star. I wish for another billion.
I wish for more money. More
There-
money.
There's a documentary that I watched yesterday that I think it just came out, but it's a UFO documentary on
Ooh.
Hulu, and it's actually really good. It has the two Navy pilots that were like that tailed that
Bob
footage
Lazar?
that came out. No, what's the guy's name? His name is like David Frageau or something. He's the
Crenshaw.
Navy
No, I don't know.
pilot that like spotted it and got
Oh, the Tic Tac?
the Tic Tac UFO footage.
Tic Tac guy?
It's really good. It's really well done. But they have like a couple of like U.S. Politicians in there talking about like fucking. They're like, we need to see these. We need these UFOs. People want answers. We need them.
They just want, votes. If they're the guy that brings out the answers, people are gonna be like, "That's my guy. He gave me answers on UFOs." You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I had seen like a lot of the Tic Tac stuff, but this like kind of like expanded a little bit more on it. It was really cool.
This is our outro song.
no.
No. We're just talking about aliens.
Yeah.
aliens.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Take me to take me. No, what is it called?
And then, he probably has an alien child up in the sky there now that he doesn't even know about.
That would be wild.
The one thing that is super cool with the Tic Tac is that like when he sees the Tic Tac, he like I think if you guys are familiar, like when he first sees it, it's down by the water and it's just kind of jerking around. You know,
Mhm.
it's just getting rubbed out by Katy Perry on the ocean there, and he like flies down and like he goes to engage it, and the Tic Tac like the footage I think where like it's like trailing him or it's like following him. It's like mirroring his movements, and they have like they show like the path that he's taking and then how the Tic Tac is just moving around it. It's pretty fucking wild.
Is
And
this
they-
a newer film?
Yeah, the documentary like just came out.
Okay, cool. I like that.
They also said that the Tic Tac, I didn't know that they said I think our planes go like 3,400 miles an hour. And I was
Yeah.
like, damn, dude, jet fighters can cook. But they said the Tic Tac was moving over like 10,000 miles an hour.
Jeez.
Wait,
Yeah.
it goes 34,000?
No, it goes 3,400.
3,400. Okay, 30. Damn.
The Tic Tac was going over 10,000
It's
miles
3 times
an hour.
basically.
And
Yeah.
be able to like stop on a dime
And
and
make
change direction.
Yeah, they said that like the amount of time it takes for a jet fighter to take a right-hand turn is like half the state of Ohio.
Damn.
And this thing can just immediately,
That's crazy.
which
Antimatter.
would also like that would kill anything inside of that
Oh,
vessel.
yeah. Yeah, like the whiplash. It's
Yeah.
like you're turning to mush.
Unless it's an unmanned drone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's just like they got like some protective anti-gravity field inside this.
Aliens.
Well,
aliens.
If you believe the lore, if it's piloted by a gray, the grays are supposed to be like kind of like drones themselves, like not actual beings, but like, kind
Vessels?
of like. But yeah,
Robots?
they look like beings, but they're like just like
Ants.
AI individuals created by other aliens. Essentially.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
I don't think I'm explaining it very well, but that's essentially what the theory is.
Lizard people?
Let's see here. Small grays, gray alien.
No, it's not that they're lizard people. Yeah, I know what DJ is talking about. It's that they're like, they're projecting themselves from somewhere else. So like not
Mm-hmm.
really.
It's like a man drone.
They're like not really there.
Yeah. You know, they're associated with Zeta Reticuli.
Yeah,
Ah, yes.
Omicron Percy.
My favorite of the reticuli.
I don't even know. That's just the Wikipedia entry for gray alien says associated with Zeta Reticuli.
See, Zeta Reticuli references.
Yeah.
I don't know. That is like it's crazy to think about.
Yeah, they also had some non-FLIR footage of the Tic Tac.
What's that?
So the FLIR footage is like what they're showing you. It's like the like black and white when they flip it. They
Mhm.
have some other footage though of it where it's a little bit blurry, but you can see like the white cylinder thing that it is like kind of just like wobbling in the sky. And then there's another thing that they show that is just like this weird metallic orb thing that is just like
Mhm.
flying through the sky, and you can kind of like make out like shit on the orb.
Yeah. That's so crazy.
What if it's Russia? No, I'm just kidding.
Could be.
Dude, I heard that Russia is going fucking bankrupt from this war.
Yeah.
So the Ukraine war has been, it's 1 year for the anniversary of war. Yeah.
Whoa.
Is it today?
Wow.
It was sometime this week.
I thought it was the 22nd or something.
Oh, maybe it's still upcoming.
Oh,
But apparently they've spent like $80 billion in this war, and they do not have that money.
mm.
It's crazy. It's already been a year, and I feel like what have they been doing?
Well, also though, I've heard that Putin is rumored to be
Dying.
like the richest man like ever, like way more than like Bezos or Musk or any of them.
Really?
But his wealth is just all like from illegal activity and stuff like that. So it's
concealed.
So maybe he's just funding all of it, and it looks like on paper that they're running out of money, but he's just like, yeah, we don't know, we're running out of money. Keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming.
I've
We're
heard,
gonna keep this war going for a while now.
I've heard that he's been pretty like isolated, and that he hasn't
Yeah.
that like he's very untrusting of a lot of people. I didn't realize that he's been in power for like over 20 years now.
Yeah.
I think they said it's like since 98 or 99.
Hmm.
There was.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I just saw a headline the other day. One of his close advisors was found dead. Like, thrown out
military.
of a building.
Two of them,
or-
I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
They just kill everybody that they don't like over there.
Yeah. It's like, you're gone.
It's like, yep.
They look like a suicide.
I forget what it was, but somebody like grabbed Putin for a hug, and then like the guys were like, "You're gonna fucking die if you touch him."
Wow.
No hugs here. He's not a hug guy. No, bring
Also,
it in.
supposedly he stole Robert Kraft's Super Bowl ring.
Oh.
Like he tried
yeah, I
it
heard
on.
about
He,
that.
he tried it on, and then like
This is mine
he just
now.
turned, and like Robert was like, "Hey,
Thank you.
All the people were like, "No, that's his now."
Wow, that
Wow.
sucks. What a bully. Putin's got to be the biggest bully on the planet.
He's pretty short.
Yeah,
too.
probably. I mean, I guess also if you're Robert Kraft, though, what are you doing letting Putin try
Okay,
on
maybe-
Super Bowl
yeah.
rings?
Yeah, why
Yeah.
are you with Putin?
Yeah, it's like, hey, why don't you take it easy, pal? You know that's bound to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, you're playing with fire.
It's like there's a chance he's just going to take it and not give it back, and you can't do anything if he does.
right.
It'd be funny if the war goes on another half a year and you just see it on eBay for like $50 million from unknown seller in Russia.
I want to say it was like an athlete. Some athlete was like brought to Russia or something like that, and they were posing for pictures with Putin. And he like brought him in like that, and then they were like, "Oh, don't fucking touch him."
Rodman?
Was it Rodman?
No.
It sounds like
it
something.
could have been because
Rodman loves dictators.
you know,
dude.
Rodman does love dictators.
It's fucking
What
wild.
a weird person to be the U.S. ambassador to
Bless you.
North Korea or wherever he is.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
Hey, I'm the worm.
Oh, did you see? There was some other thing in North Korea. I think they just outlawed whatever the who is it Kim Jong still running that joint over there?
Yeah.
I think so.
Anyone with the name of his daughter has to change their name.
Yeah, I could see that. That's I mean, if you think about it, would you be pissed if that happened? Would you be like, it's my name. You can't make me change my name, or you'd be like, hey, I could actually just choose whatever I want now.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that anyway, theoretically, but
Yeah.
it's kind of a pain in the ass.
I mean, it'd
Like-
be like 3 years or like 4 years ago when Donald Trump took over. It's like, all right, Donald's, you
Yeah.
got to change your name. You'd be like, fuck, dude, I got to go to the
Yeah.
DMV.
No more Dons. I'm the only Don.
Speaking of having to change your name, in December, actually it was December 2020, so this is old news. Some guy in Namibia won a local election with the name Adolf Hitler. And
Really?
Yeah. It's Uona Adolf Hitler, and this is like his picture, just so you can see.
Wow.
Hmm.
Interesting. What office does he hold?
I don't know. Let me check it out. An interview with German. Okay, he's elected ruling Swampo Party,
The Swampo Party.
which led the campaign against colonial and white minority rule in Namibian.
Nambia?
Namibian.
Namibia. Amphibia.
It wasn't until I realized the man wanted dude. I don't know. Personally, I would have changed my name the
Yeah.
second I became an adult.
Yeah.
I think all of the Hitlers changed their name after World War II. So this guy
Mhm.
must have just had like it must be like fan fiction his parents had when they named him. Wild though. And the crazier thing is that he was elected. Like somebody saw Adolf Hitler on a ballot and they were like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. So, say that guy is running for office in America. All of his politics are what you've always dreamed for, but his name has Adolf Hitler in it.
Change
Do you
it?
vote for that person?
Change it?
Change your name.
I mean, that does, support maybe a lack of judgment
what
not
if-
changing your name.
What if Jesus Christ came back as Adolf Hitler?
this is hot take.
Well, I mean, like not in World War II, but like he was born tomorrow, and his parents were just like cheeky bastards, and they were just like, I'm gonna call him Adolf Hitler, fucking Colson or something. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Mary and Joseph are trying to be real assholes.
Well, I mean, if you look at it like this, they needed some name to get attention, man, so you could show them all the miracles.
I'm pregnant out of nowhere. It's an immaculate reception.
No, they'd probably kill her.
I have immaculate reception. It's AT&T.
It's immaculate reception. But wouldn't it be funny if we just named him Adolf Hitler, though? Come on.
That would be hilarious.
And what if that was like the ultimate test of like people? It's just like, hey, would you accept Christ if he was named Adolf Hitler?
What a
What a conundrum, yeah.
And then eventually they kill Adolf Hitler Christ. And what do? You got no savior now. Everybody goes to rapture.
Wow.
No, I don't know. This is all blasphemous. Please don't hurt me.
It's a great,
Please,
great idea
Hitler
for,
and God, don't punish me for this.
great idea for a movie.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. It'd be a good movie.
Yeah, I feel like that would get that would have to be a straight to streaming release.
Make it a dark comedy.
Adolf
Yeah.
Hitler Christ, the musical. All
Yeah.
right.
And on that
We
note,
better end this soon. So,
It's just a
See here.
little food for thought, a little thought experiment. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I know what I'm doing tonight. I'm tuning in the All-Star game.
You know what I'm doing?
Last
I'm
of
gonna
Us.
watch Last of Us.
Yeah, like an
Fuck
adult.
the All Star game.
Fuck the All-Star game. I'm with that on
All-Star
this.
game is they've changed the rules since Kobe's passing. They
Why?
it's just what they did.
Are they? So what's the rule change?
Everybody has to pray to Kobe before they play.
Kobe,
Mamba.
Adolf Hitler,
Mambo
Christ.
Italiano, you must pray.
They take the scoring of each quarter and they add it all together, and by like the last quarter, you take the total, and the first team to 124 points wins.
Lame.
Because Kobe was 24.
Yeah.
Wait,
They should make it the Mario All Stars game, and then I'd watch it.
The
yeah, that
Mario
would be
All-Stars.
cool.
That'd be sick.
You have to play all of the games in Super Mario All Stars beginning to end.
You just see LeBron just button mashing.
Well, anyway,
Anyway, thank you for listening, everybody. This has been a broadcast of the Butt Stuff Podcast. You can tune in to our Instagram to find all our videos, find our link tree in our bio.
we'll see you next week.
Whoa, what?
Oddly musical. Wow.